Hello friends, welcome to KK Java Tutorials. In this video, we are going to talk about the unique constraints in database. Right? So we will learn all the concept related to unique constraints and we'll see some example as well, right? So what is a unique constraint in Oracle? So it's not mean that this is only applies for Oracle, this applies for all the databases, right? So concept is similar in all the databases. So let's try to understand what is unique constraint. A unique constraint is a single field or combination of fields that uniquely identifies or defines a record. Some of the fields can contain null values as long as the combination of values is unique. If you defined uh, a combination of column as a unique constraint, then as long as combination of multiple column value is unique, that fulfills that unique constraint requirement. Now in Oracle, a unique constraint cannot contain more than 32 columns, so you have to keep in mind. Second, unique constraints can be defined in either a create table statement or an altered table statement. So while creating the database table itself, you can define unique constraints, or if you did not define at the table creation time, then later point of time using alter table command, you can basically add or defines your unique constraint. Yeah. So how to create basically unique constraints, right? Using a create table statement. So this is the general syntax. Here you can see here syntax is a create table, then you have to give the table name, and afterwards you define your column definition, right? And all column definition is separated with a comma, column name, data type, and of course beside the data type you can define the data size, and you define like not null constraints. Similarly, you can define the unique constraint as well, or you can say you can define unique constraint by using constraint. Once you define all the database definition, then lastly after putting the comma, you can give the constraint keyword and then constraint name and then unique, because we are going to define the unique constraint, and here list of the column you can specify. Here you can have a one and many columns. Example you can see on the bottom. So here you can see how we have defined unique constraints. I have given the constraint is the name, the constraint is a keyword basically, and this is the constraint name you have given, and then unique, and this is the we have applied a unique constraint on the supplier ID only. If you want to if you want to create unique constraint on multiple columns, then here you can give the comma separated column name. Yeah. So that's the way to define unique constraint while creating the table. Now let's say you have already created a table and now you want to add a unique constraint. Then this is the format: alter table name, then you can use add. So alter with add, and then constraint, and the constraint name you can specify unique, and in bracket you can specify the comma separated column names. Here you can have a one and many columns. Right. Example you can see here how we have defined the unique constraint on the supplier ID after table creation. Similarly, you can have a multiple column values with unique constraint, right? Now let's say if you want to drop existing unique constraint, then this is the syntax: alter table, then table name, then you have to give the drop, then constraint and constraint name. You have given the constraint name, then easily you can drop. So here is the example, right? So here alter table name is supplier, and drop constraint, and constraint name is supplier unique. In that way you can drop the existing unique constraint. Now let's say you have already defined some unique constraint, but you don't want to drop it, just you want to disable it, and again you want to enable it, then you can enable it. That is also a provision in the database. So to enable unique constraint, you can do with the help of alter command. So here the alter table, then table name, and here either you can specify enable or disable. If you want to when you define a unique constraint, then by default that is enable. Later point of time, if you want to disable, then here you can see instead of enable, disable constraint, and then constraint name you can pass, and these are the example given below. Right guys, so this is all about the concept. Now let's go through some examples so that we'll have a better understanding. So here I'm going to show you different ways to create a unique constraint. So first of all, let's say we have a supplier which is having supplier table which is having three columns: supplier ID, supplier name, and contact name. here let's see, I want to define unique constraint on this. So first approach, simply you need to specify unique keyword over here, right? That's it. So in along with the column definition, you can define the unique constraint, right? If I run this, then here you can say table is created. If I refresh my connection, then table, here you can see supplier has been created, right? And here if you look into the model, right? So model, let me show you. Here you can see this is symbol U means unique constraints, right? And this is a unique constraint name which is derived by the Oracle. So if you do not give the unique constraint name, then Oracle derives. How it derives? First of all, table name underscore, then column name underscore un means unique constraint, right? And this is applied on the this column, right? So easily you can see, right? Again, if you go to this tab, there is a tab constraint, then here you can see we have a unique constraint, and this unique constraint is applied on the column name is called column id, and this is the column position. If you have a unique constraint with more than one columns, then here position also here position also maintains, right? So in what positions you have given these columns while defining the unique constraint, right? So this is the first way to define unique constraints. Now I'm going to delete this one, and I have one more query. Another way to define unique constraint, let me drop this table. So I'm going to table, and let me drop this table, so I have dropped this table, no problem. Now here, if you don't want to define unique constraint along with the basically column name itself, then once you define all the columns in your database, right, and then finally what you can do, you can give the comma, and after that you can use the keyword is called constraint, and then you can give the constraint name, right? So here give the meaningful constraint name. What I have given, basically I have given column name underscore unique, right? So we have applied a unique constraint on this column, that is nothing but this, right? And then you can use unique, and bracket you can specify, you can supply one and more columns. If you want to apply unique constraints on the many columns like supplier ID and supplier name, then here you can give something like this, right? And if I run this, then table has been created. If I go and refresh my connection, then here you can see, if I go to the model, then let me expand, let me refresh this one. I have refreshed, and here you can see U and U, and this is a star. That basically U star depends unique constraint, right? And here you can see whatever a name we had given to the unique constraint, that is reflected over here, and this unique constraint combination of these two, right? Easily we can define a unique constraint for more than one column, right? Now that is pretty much how we can define a unique constraint, right? Let's say I want to drop existing constraint, right? Then how we can do that? That we can do using alter command. So we have alter then table, alter table, then table name is supplier. So supplier, so table name cannot case sensitive, so you can write in either capital. So alter table, then table name, and then if you want to disable it, let's see, first of all I would like to disable it. So here if you go to here in this, then in constraint, then here you see we have basically unique constraints. So here if I refresh it, then here you can see position also maintaining, right? We had given two columns name while defining the unique constraint. So on position 1 supplier ID, position 2 supplier name, and here you can see currently right now it is enabled. So I would like to disable rather than dropping. So how we can do that? So you have to do alter table, then table name, then here you have to give the word is called disable, right? Disable, and then constraint, and of course you have to give the constraint name which you want to disable. And if I disable it, then of course this will show you in this. If you look into the model, then this will show you still. If I refresh, this will still show you the basically this we have a unique constraint on supplier ID and supplier name. But if you look into here in constraints, then here it is showing earlier enable. If you refresh this, then this will show you disable, right? Here you can see now it is showing disable. If you want to drop it again, you want to enable it, then simply you can, what you can do, you can do enable, right? Enable, sorry. If you want to do enable, then enable it. So here we have enable. If I go and here I check, if I refresh, then again this will show as enable. So if you disable it, then that unique constraint is not going to enforce, right? Okay, why it is not yeah, now it is enable, right? If you want to drop unique constraint, right, then how we can do that? So that we can do easily. What you can do, again you can do, you can use alter command, alter table, then table name, and then you will have to use drop, right? Then constraint, and then constraint name. So we have this constraint name, right? And here you can see we have dropped. So table supplier altered. If you go and see, that unique constraint must be deleted, right? So let me, yeah, that has gone deleted. Now if you look into the model, if you refresh, this guy will give you the latest ER diagram. So here you can see now unique constraint has been deleted, right? Now these are the way basically you can create a unique constraint. You can delete existing one, or once you created a table, afterwards you can add a unique constraint, right? Similarly, if you want to add a unique constraint in existing database table, then you can use basically alter command. Simply you have to do alter table, then table name, then add, then constraint name, and then unique, and in bracket you can supply all the columns, single one and many columns on which we want to create a unique constraint, right? So that's all I have in this video tutorial, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Big thank you, and see you there in the next video tutorial.